Doge hits Trump country. 3 months in, it's become clear it's not just federal Washington-based programs and overseas aids that are in the bullseye for Musk and Doge. Cuts are hitting home in the reddest parts of the country. Yeah, it's going to affect all of us.
It's going to affect all of us. And I think, just the announcement of again, this is kind of following in the pattern of what Doge has been doing. And it's just yep, all of it's gone.
Yeah.
All of it's gone.
Yeah.
All of the money for your jobs and all of it's gone immediately now. We're not winding anything down. We're not scaling anything back. It's just
gone.
Snap, gone.
Yep.
And so I think that is, it's not just that they're doing these certain things at times. It is how they're doing them. So it is this part of it too. And I think there are a number of programs that are kind of like AmeriCorps adjacent or funded for some of the jobs within a certain, organization, or AmeriCorps funded jobs and things like that. I know Public Allies in Milwaukee, there was a bunch of debate a couple of years ago about what direction this very important organization should go. And now I think there's a threat of it being gone entirely because of this. And I saw some comments from the state representative and the mayor of Green Bay talking about all of the conservation work that AmeriCorps people have been doing in and around the actual bay of Green Bay,
right,
and things like that too. So there is so much that is this is the type of thing that we should be doing more of, and encouraging more people to be, participating in public service and getting involved in the process. And all of these, this is often a pathway for people to build careers in public service. People will go into politics after this, and people will go into understanding of these different experiences. And I think we are just absolutely shooting ourselves in the foot, and just, we're cutting the wrong things at the end of the day. If we're talking about one of the biggest priorities that we should do, dealing with youth homelessness, which is one of the programs that is being cut in Wisconsin through AmeriCorps, that is something that we should be spending some of our resources to address.
And youth homelessness is on the rise.
Yeah.
And it's something that you said earlier in the show when we were talking about the $1 billion cut for mental health education for counselors in schools. It's just being propped up as this doesn't align with our priorities. There's a big Ivy League word they would use in their letters saying it's cut because it doesn't work for us and it's not a good investment. No, these are all great investments. And as you said, Jane, all of these cuts are going to affect everyone, not just New York City and not just Chicago or Los Angeles. It's going to be everywhere.
Civic Media has a great piece on the effects of these AmeriCorps cuts across the state, and it's broken down into different counties.
Yeah.
So, for example, the University of Wisconsin system, Wisconsin 4-H expanding access, that's gone.
Yeah.
Wisconsin Association for Homeless and Runaway Services, that's gone. Wisconsin Math Corps, gone. WisCorps, gone. In Brown, Outagamie, Calumet, and Winnebago counties, Green Bay Conservation Corps, United Way, Fox Cities, Marshfield Clinic, University of Wisconsin system again, Wisconsin 4-H expanding access, homeless and runaway services. It goes on and on and on and on.
Pat said something very interesting this morning. He said, whenever you talk about this topic, as far as cutting programs and people want to say, well, we're cutting these unnecessary items. No, these are programs that serve the people. Every time you hear cuts, you're always, because as we mentioned before, they're not making cuts to the military. They're not cutting Congress's pay or their health care insurance. They're making cuts to the programs that affect the people who need it the most. And they see them as individuals who don't vote for us or don't have enough influence. So I don't need to care about them because I just spit it as it's a waste of money. Let's get rid of it.
It's what Republicans always do, too, though, is they talk about waste fraud. We're going to address waste, fraud, and abuse in government when actually that is the Trojan horse to just gut the social safety net and cut services and make, we're not going to end up doing more with less. We're going to end up doing less with less. Yeah. And so one of those programs that you mentioned, the Wisconsin Association for Homeless and Runaway Services, that was on the list of cuts from that Civic Media article. In the Journal Sentinel piece on this, they said the organization received $359,500 this year to get 17 AmeriCorps members placed in shelters across the state, giving out food, clothing, and hygiene items, working to get children either back home or to another safe place. I think that is worth $350,000.
That's a pittance.
Right.
That's a pittance.
That's not waste, fraud, and abuse.
That's postage
Right?
for a small department inside the Defense Department. That is nothing. That's catering. That's nothing.
When we're talking about the federal government and the budget, it is minuscule.
Yeah.
Right.
The amount of savings they're getting from these cutting these programs is minuscule.
We're probably going to end up paying more in the long run because people who are not getting care or not getting something from a safety net are going to end up being a larger drain on resources in some way or another.
Well, and that's one of my whole gripes with this administration is I do not think they look long term.
No.
They don't look at the damage down the road or what's going to happen from these decisions down the road. We're going to do this immediately because, for one thing, we need to announce these things so we look good.
Right.
So it has to happen right now. But again, they're not taking into consideration the ramifications from these decisions.
I think that the current administration is an amplification of an already dangerous mindset that GOP has always has. Like, let's get them cheering and clapping and excited and get them on social media. But because we can't try to explain the nuance of long-term planning. Whereas, and it's very clear that the Biden administration did not do a good job of touting their victories throughout their 4 years. But that is a perfect example of everything sucks right now. But you give us 18 months to 24 months, we'll be getting better. And that's what happened. And we're sitting here saying, things are going a lot better than it was, but people say, but my eggs are too expensive.
Right now.
Yep, right now. I need
today.
right now.
Among the money that is going away, and again, in some states like Alabama and Wyoming, the entire grant for AmeriCorps is just gone. These were grants to build homes, respond to disasters, and support veterans.
I'm fine with my tax dollars going to those things.
Yeah.
I think most people would be.
It's called looking closely at what these organizations do, not just coming in and axing all of them. Because honestly, I don't think they have any idea what these organizations do. I really don't. I don't think they've looked at it that closely.
Well, I mean,
They just think it's part of the Project 2025 stuff where it's just like any type of thing like this is just falls under the umbrella of liberal do-gooder category, and they just think all of that and have always thought all of that is nonsense.